Rescuing Donald Trump, #1. Robert Mueller. Ultimately, he deserves, as a man breaking the law and a transparent partisan, to be fired. But you don't know how to fire people, which is rather ironic, given The Apprentice and all, because you don't know how to handle the press. You're willing to stand up to them, but you don't know how, and I will cover that later in teaching Donald Trump how to fight these people. So, you've got to take interim measures, how to deal with Robert Mueller, special counsel, for those who don't know, investigating the supposed Russia collusion and Russia tampering in the election. First, you don't agree, and you'd know that on your own, that there was collusion with Russia, which is good, and it's fine. But you don't seem to know that there was not even any Russia tampering at all in the election. And there's evidence everywhere. Look at Seth Rich and Julian Assange. There seems to be this rather obvious, if not completely overtly stated, transfer of data from the DNC computers. Also look at John McAfee's analysis of the likelihood that it even happened in the ease of faking ISP addresses, ISP, Internet Service Provider, IP, I think it's IP addresses. Very easy to do. I own a website. I've seen it done many times. People using other countries, even though they're in Nigeria or in Russia. I don't understand why you don't have anybody on your team who can figure out that there was no Russia hacking. There's tons of evidence. Sean Hannity got scared off of the Seth Rich story, so go to Alex Jones, go to Lionel Nation, and who's that other fella? Paul Joseph Watson. Go to other people who have gathered this information. No Russia hacking at all. Which takes us back to what to do with Robert Mueller. Stop cooperating with him. You're like taking pride in the fact that, and your son is, and other people, you know, like, we'll agree, we'll participate in the investigation. No, don't. #1, the biggest deal of it is nobody's even named a crime. Collusion is not a crime. Okay? They're not even accused of hacking. So though that would be a crime, even though it never happened, it's not against you. No crime has been named. Force that out of the special counsel, Robert Mueller, who's a blind partisan. Naked partisan. Here's what you do. You announce, and you need help even learning how to announce, but you announce the fact that you're not cooperating with them, and you do it in a gentle way at first. Later, there's time to be rough. Ah, shit. Should I go with this? Yeah, lawnmower. I have a mowing obsessive neighbor. Yeah, don't talk to him at all. You have, which is it, the Fifth Amendment? Also the Fourth Amendment when you think of when you think of spying on you. But the Fifth Amendment allows you to not make statements incriminating yourself. Refuse to even go. Refuse to talk to the man and explain why in a gentle way. He's a naked partisan. He's breaking laws. Conflict of interest laws that are on the books that Sean Hannity keeps talking about, and he's not investigating crimes. He's never investigated Democrat crimes. This is obvious stuff, and these are things that you could put out in your statement why you're not cooperating with him. And tell him, dare him, say, arrest me. First, name the crime I've committed. Second, arrest me. If you can't arrest the president, then indict me. Name it, because there's no crime. Everybody knows, you even know, I bet by now, that he's trying to get somebody on perjury, on a process crime. A future act of perjury by interviewing them and then getting their own statements to conflict against each other, and then the whole media, the professional liars, Marxist liars at CBS, ABC, NBC, NPR, New York Times, PBS, Comedy Central, all of those, they can run with it if even one of your people is indicted for perjury. So you can't let that happen, and the way to stop it from happening is not talk to anybody. You got that, President Trump? That's it. That's my 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it ended up being. I'll put the right number in the title to rescue this presidency. You sure need help. Hey, I would need help if I were there too. But I've had a lot more time off in my life than you, and I've used that to do a ton of learning about history and current events and these scandals, Democrat scandals, Republican things going on, and the media, and it makes me a lot more informed about these type of matters than you, and there are other people who are even more informed than me. At any rate, I can help you. Other people can too, but you don't even know who to turn to now. You're so confused. I can point to the right people to help. And you know a couple of them already, but you don't know how much trust to put in them. And I'm talking about some of the people on the internet that are scorned by the liberal media. They're about the only honest ones out there. And then a lot of lower players on the internet that are very honest as well. But there's some that are very good at investigating. They've got actual professional news teams. And you've got to learn from them. Even Sean Hannity doesn't have all of the pieces, but he's an honest guy. And he doesn't have good advice. This is not good advice, much of it that you're receiving. You have some terrible people. Firing Scaramucci was, you say that you believe in loyalty, but I don't see your loyalty going the other direction very much. Scaramucci really did an immature, bonehead thing on two accounts. What he said and not asking for anonymous conversation. But I don't think he needed to be fired. You didn't need to step on his character, his future that way. You could have just moved him to another department, and then he probably would have resigned. But and you fired other people, which shows that I don't know if you even really know your own mind all that well, and I don't always know my own, especially in the past haven't. It's a human condition. We don't always know ourselves, and we usually think better of ourselves than we should. But you can, if you who to trust. I believe Scaramucci was on your team, and you got rid of him, and you've gotten rid of other people on your team. I don't mind Spicer going because he couldn't handle that job, and if it's resignation, it was okay. All right, I'm rambling here. I'm going on. I'm starting to pick up every possible topic. Point is, this is it. Rescuing President Trump, the Robert Mueller edition. Do not cooperate with him. Do not speak two words to the man or any of his investigators. End of story. Nothing. Silence. Fifth Amendment. Don't even go anywhere where he's saying to go, because you don't have to. There's no indictment. You're not being arrested. There's no charge. There's no naming of a crime. You have no responsibility, no moral guidance at all that you have to go talk to this man. And I wouldn't, because he's trying to get you in a perjury crime and other financial dealings from way over. Later we need to talk about Rosenstein and Sessions and some other stuff and how to move that around. Ultimately, Mueller needs to go, but you're not ready yet to handle firing somebody at that level. You could. I mean, it's that he can be fired, but you got to know how to do it. But what you could do is move Rosenstein to another department. See, that's not firing him. And you could move Sessions also, which I've sort of heard that you're thinking about, which would be good. He made himself impotent. He destroyed his entire purpose in that job. It's crazy. Don't do shit. Don't do anything for Mueller. Don't say two words to him. Don't answer the phone if he calls, or any of his investigators. Shut him out. Make him work alone. Don't let any of your people go there. And I'll teach you later how to talk about him in public so you can damage him irreparably, more than he's already getting damaged some. No cooperation with the special counsel. Got that?